You were planning to do some special sections
Always.
in the magazine.
Yes, always.
You mentioned Australia, and you mentioned certain of the Asian countries even.
Yes.
And how about Hispanic?
Yes, Hispanic.
And maybe even Black, and all groups.
Christian, Jewish. I always spotlight different areas, and you know, it depends on when somebody calls in and says, "Could you ever do an article about this?" And I say, "Sure, let's get it done." And everybody wants to find their own kind. And why not?
Sure.
You know.
Somebody they relate to.
I spotlight Mormon men, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
So every religion that wants to have a voice, call me. I will help them. It's a fun thing. And then I will credit their organizations so when people in their area can contact them and find more. I do take men elsewhere also. So if anybody has a fundraiser.
What do you mean you take men?
We do carry-outs.
What, carry-out men? Okay, explain that. Will you please, Susie? I'm a little confused.
I pack up a bunch of guys and take them to their area if they have a fundraiser that they would like to raise money for. We have a policy in our company to always make things better wherever we go. These are not Chippendale guys. These are real guys, and so if
I can picture some poor guy who's up there, and you say, "Now I want to present Mr. So-and-so," and he's self-conscious.
Yeah, a little bit.
And that probably makes him even more attractive.
Yeah, because they know that this is not a model. These are real men, and so the girls love it. And every time we have a bachelor auction, like in Florida or wherever it is, we always have at least 2 or 3 guys that find their wives. Always.
Really?
Yeah, so I take different guys every time, and it's fun.
Do you have excursions where women come to Alaska?
Sometimes we have one up in Alaska that's coming up very soon. So they can, in fact, they can call our 800 number, which is 1-800-MY-AK-MEN, which is AK stands for Alaska.
My M-Y A-K
Men.
Men. My Alaska Men.
And that's our special order line, but they can also call and get our other number for coming up to Alaska for some of our bachelor auctions up there, our events, because we want to get these guys married. Come on. I even have a T-shirt I make of it that says, "Take Alaska Men home with you."
Oh, that... All right. Well, it sounds to me like you're having fun.
Yeah.
Now, I understand you've appeared on several TV shows, network shows around the country here and even overseas.
Yes.
Can you share any of those experiences?
Oh, yeah. We've been on England TV 3 times. I've been featured in Japan quite often because they're very much into matchmaking. Was even when... the perestroika was first announced by Gorbachev. We were one of the first individual groups to go into Russia, into Moscow. We had our visas in 3 days, and we were sponsored by a major phone company and went in and interviewed men in front of Lenin's tomb in Red Square. It was so wonderful. Here's this guy with a machine gun standing there watching us, and I'm interviewing men with a translator. Oh, it was just great.
These were Russian men?
Yeah, I had 2 of the men marry American women, too. One was a doctor and one was a journalist.
And did you get a lot of letters from Russian women who were interested in this?
Well, mostly from men who want to find American wives.
Wanted to find American wives?
Oh, yes.
Well, that's just the opposite of what you started out with.
I know. Well, in Japan, too, Japanese men want American wives, and you find that a lot of the American men want Japanese wives. So, you know, as I go around the world, I see this basic thing where as we go along further and further, you're going to see that nationality barriers are changing a lot.
Breaking down.
Yeah, and this is a world.
We're all people. We're all part of the same human family.
Exactly, and I see it with love. Love is the universal factor. It just melts barriers like crazy.
Well, it sounds to me like you're just having all kinds of fun. Now, are you doing things on video other than...
Yes. Traveling around the world as I do, I've been kind of, my nickname is the ambassador for matchmaking, which is pretty funny, but I guess that's what really I am. I'm an ambassador. Women ask me to come to their countries and even help change marriage laws, so I'm kind of getting this...
what kind of changes would you put into the marriage laws?
Like in communist China, the women there don't have as many rights in marriage as they do in other countries, and so since I am supposedly the marriage expert there. In fact, in Russia, they really thought I was the U.S. ambassador for matchmaking. When I went there, they were so wonderful. They were just, I got the red carpet treatment. They took me around to schools everywhere, and I was on major television. I thought, boy, these are the friendliest people. And then I found out that I thought I was the ambassador. It was, I know. I met with the Supreme Soviet deputy. He asked me to find him an American wife. It was great.
Are they looking for blondes or redheads or brunettes?
Russian men always say blondes.
Do they?
Yes, they always say blondes.
Do the women who respond to your magazine want blonde men, dark men, what?
They don't
Is there
care.
any particular type?
They don't care. They just want somebody who is sincere and who's honest and real. Hard-working man. That's all. They don't care if he's fat, bald, thin. They don't care.
You mean there's hope for every one of us?
Yeah. I see in a magazine sometimes there'll be one guy that a woman will write or call in and say, he is so ugly, why did you put him in the magazine? And then maybe an hour later another woman will call in about the same man and say, why didn't you put him on the cover? He's the most gorgeous man I've ever seen. So, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And
yes.
And men call me and say, oh, I found my wife, Susie. I'm so happy. She's the most beautiful woman I have ever seen in my life. Wait till you see her. She looks like a movie star. And he'll come in, and I'm like, where is she? And it's this little gal that maybe might not be as attractive, but he thinks she is the most beautiful thing he's ever seen.
Well, it sounds to me like as the years roll by and the magazine grows bigger and you are making some very major connections, I understand.
Yes.
You'll be able to go back to the people who've met as a result of it and said, here's the 10th anniversary. Remember when we wrote
Yeah,
them
one
up?
of these days we'll do that.
That can be fun.
Yeah, now they're sending in photos of other babies and things.
Are they?
Yeah, I feel like
Really?
I already have 6 grandchildren, but now I feel like I'm getting hundreds of them.
Oh, a family magazine.